Welcome, everyone. I'm so excited to tell you about this podcast. It's called The DK Project, but it's really The Darren Show. This has been in the project stage for as long as I can remember. I've been witness to this for countless years, and there's lots for you to hear. The DK Project is a radio show, but without the radio. Once a week, the show will consist of banter and tales from the journey of two lifelong friends as they navigate through these crazy times. So thanks for tuning in.
Let's go! All right, welcome back to the show. Today is a new day. We got a guest stopping by. It's Captain John.
Darren, great to be back. Great to be here.
Captain John. He is Mr. JG Outfitters. He is the desert adventurer. If you follow someone on Instagram, that's the one to look for. What have you been up to?
Well, it's been a long time since I've seen you, and it's good to see you in person. You know, we talk
Mr. World Traveler. What do you got going on this snowy, crappy day in Minnesota?
Trying to keep it between the ditches, shiny side up.
You're not plowing anymore, right? No more plow?
You know, I get a call once in a while from a commercial contractor asking me to come out, and the last time I worked for him, I said, you don't have to pay me if you promise not to call me again.
That's awesome. I could use some plow service, but what else has been shaking? Anything new and exciting?
Well, I got a television.
What? You don't have a TV?
Well, I do now. I first time in 11 years.
Come on.
I know. Everyone.
What are you on dial-up also?
They don't believe me.
What do you read the paper? What do you do?
2008, I set the television on the curb and I never looked back.
Wow. So, all right, let's get a breakdown here. What kind of TV? Oh, God. I feel like this is like olden days. Did you drive a horse and buggy here? What kind of a TV did you get? Because TVs have come a long way since 2008.
I don't know. I got it's like a 43-inch flat screen. My neighbor gave it to me.
Was it used?
Yeah.
No, it's not used. It's experienced.
It is.
So he gives you this 43-inch flat screen TV so you can hang it on the wall now.
Right.
In 2008, you probably weren't hanging it on the wall. Probably in 2008, yeah, maybe. But
no,
you probably had a big old tuber.
I did. Big CRT had a 32-inch Sony, but...
This weighs like a 16th of what that old baby weighed.
Oh, yeah, that was 2 men and a boy to move that thing.
So what are we doing with the TV now? Do you have cable?
I don't.
Are you just streaming? I just cut the cable. I'm all streaming, baby.
I hung it on the wall, and I really haven't even looked at it. You know, I plugged the laptop in it, watched a couple YouTube videos, and...
Welcome to technology.
No, I reject it.
The Captain John Technology Corner. That's crazy, man.
You know, I've always been an early adapter, but I'm not about television.
Really? Well, I don't blame you. I hate it. I'm trying to lean towards all sports now. I can't handle all the BS.
I like to live a little more reality based.
Yeah, nice.
And I'm at the point where I don't need drama in my life.
Hell no. That's good though. That's good. I just cut the cable and I went to all internet based, but it's still the same thing. It's still the same shitty TV, you know, but it's just I'm not paying the cable man.
Yeah.
Because out here in my great community, they've got us cornered into we have to have MediaCom. There is no other option.
Right.
But if you're just using it, although that's what, 90% of my tenants don't have cable or satellite. They just stream through the internet, watch their TV that way. Because I'm like, well, you can get cable installed. No, we don't need that. We'll just do Wi-Fi.
And they don't want a landline either.
Nothing. How'd you like to be a landline salesman in 2019? Good luck. Good luck.
They're right in there with the typewriter repairmen.
So what do we need to know about this desert adventurer thing? This is something new for you, right? Are you a couple of years into it?
Fourth year into this, actually.
Oh, cats. Has it been that long?
Yeah.
Holy snap. Where's the time go? So this is a guide service, and you're in what, Moab?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Is that the only place you do it?
Yeah, I'm a permitted outfitter with the Bureau of Land Management, Moab Field Office.
Whoa, the Bureau of Land Management.
Yeah,
big title.
Operating underneath Department of Interior.
So is that growing like mad now?
We are definitely getting some traction here. We've got some repeat customers, and I think we found a good niche.
So you're taking people out for what, 2-3 days, 4 days?
Yeah,
week?
we're doing 3-day tours, basically. and fine art photography in remote locations. So if you've never been out there, you got to see it. The beautiful Southwest.
I'm telling you, what's the climate like now? Are they? Is that like a Colorado type climate, or is that like a? Is it warm? That's what I want to know.
It's a little better than Colorado. This is high desert.
They get sun like 300 days a year, like Colorado does.
Yeah, I'm not the meteorologist. I'm just the guide. Okay.
It's Captain John, not meteorologist John. Nothing wrong with that. That's cool. So people can come out, spend a few days. What do? You put them up in housing. You take them on the tour. What do you do?
Exactly. Yeah. No. So we've got 4 nights lodging, 3 days guided service. We provide some portraits for your
That's all supplied.
subjects. Yes, if you'd like to do
Yeehaw.
this. So we're doing fine art photography with models.
And you provide the talent or
Yes.
the models.
The models. Yes.
Come on, ain't nothing wrong with that. And then you're doing meals in the whole bit.
Meals are on your own. Transportation's on your own.
So you got to get there,
You got to get there.
and then you pick them up and take them from there, and then they got to go feed themselves.
Yeah.
But are you like campfiring it then, or where are they eating?
No, there's Moab is lots of dining options. You've got traditional Southwest. You've got high end, fine dining, food trucks.
Because you
name
had
it.
said they just extended the runway out there, right? So now they're getting big planes in.
Yeah, this is a mecca. I mean, this is a world destination.
We should probably keep this between us.
Darren, you got to come out.
This is going to spread.
You can come out. You want to ride horses? You want to go canyoneering? You want to go on a 4-wheel drive?
They have
tour?
whitewater rafting?
They have
I'm
whitewater
a
rafting.
whitewater rafting guy.
They got that.
Oh, man, I'm coming out. How long is the flight?
I'm going to be, I'm going out on a scouting trip in March. I'm flying out of Minneapolis at 11:30 in the morning. 2 hours later, I touch down in Denver.
Oh, yeah, Denver, that's short. How far from Denver then?
Then I got a 40-minute layover and then an hour flight.
Boy, that's a detailed description of your trek. I like that. So there's no direct flights then?
No, not out of Minneapolis. You got direct flights out of Denver and Salt Lake.
Okay. Can you fly to Salt Lake?
A lot cheaper to fly to Denver.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, so then where do you go from there? You go to Salt Lake from Denver? Where do you go from Denver? I missed that
No,
one.
Denver straight to Moab.
Oh, sweet.
So they're running, I don't know what they are. They're Bombardier 200s.
Oh, the little shitters?
Yeah, you're like,
Duck.
yeah, 50
Can you see out the
passenger.
front window while you're flying? I took one of those through. I was in Denver flying to Durango because my in-laws used to live, or one of my in-laws, whatever. And we were flying, and there's a snowstorm. I shit you not. Snow is heavy to where, like, boy, I don't know if we should be driving. And then we got to get in this little crapper. Maybe it's
Right.
going the other way. But it was one of those where I can't stand up, and I could see out the front window.
Yeah, because they don't have a cockpit door. They just got a shower curtain.
And then,
So-
so the shower curtain was open, and I see him coming into the runway, and it is not what I would anticipate a runway approach to look like. We're all over the place, and the guy next to you is like he's going, oh man, give him the bag. Holy crap, that is crazy. So
But you're living,
those aren't cheap flights either.
but you're alive.
Well,
At that moment, you were not thinking about your credit card bill or making that hair appointment.
no, I was thinking about getting the shit out of my pants when I landed.
That's living.
That's hard. That's true. That's true.
Everybody's talking about mindfulness nowadays. That's one of the new buzzwords, being in the moment and mindfulness.
I don't think anybody's in the moment. Anytime you go anywhere, they have their damn cell phones out. They don't want to experience it live. They want to video it so they can do it later. People have to get in the moment, live in the moment.
Yeah, well, when you're watching that approach to the runway, or you are on in a Jeep on a shelf road and you're looking over the edge with no guardrail.
You guys
and
do that right up on the edge?
Well, I don't take my photographers out on the extreme trails, but I'll do those solo.
Oh, we should do that. We'll go scouting.
Oh yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
You want to talk about living in the moment?
I did the pink Jeep tour out in Sedona. I know what it's all about.
Well, let's put you in the wheel.
Can you take your Jeep anywhere then with your license?
Well, as an individual, there's a lot of places I can go, but now once I'm operating in official capacity, I got to play by a lot more rules.
When I have my official, what is that called? Guide?
I'm a
You're
guide.
An official guide.
I'm a guide / outfitter.
Oh man! So what do you got to pay a tax then, or a license,
Oh
or
yeah,
what?
no,
Is there continuing ed?
I'm dealing with the federal government,
Oh,
right?
Christ.
Okay,
I'm out.
So, yeah.
Can I drive in there?
You can drive in there.
And you can rent Jeeps.
Yeah.
What does it cost to rent a Jeep?
You're looking at 150 to as much as 300 a day, depending on
And those are
you can
fully equipped or
you
what?
can rent a stock one. You can rent an insanely equipped one.
So you're basically running an entry-level startup of the Pink Jeep Tour.
No.
But you're in Moab.
But no, I am not.
Oh, you're not touring. You're
But see, I'm not.
art.
I'm not carrying passengers for hire
Why not?
because that's a whole nother layer of bureaucracy. I don't want to go down.
You don't
that
want
road.
all the money. You just want some of it. You already got the tour laid out.
But Darren, why would you want to ride in the back seat when you can be the wheel man?
Well,
You know?
because then you're not making any money.
But it's not always about the money.
Oh,
It's about the
that's
shared
right.
experience. Now I can watch you take that Jeep down, drop off that 3-foot shelf, boom, boom, rock back and forth and back up the other side.
My God, my brother-in-law's eating this shit up. This is his life.
And
this
then-
is his life's dream.
And then the lights come on. And I've done this with people. I've been out on these trails and run into people from Germany, from France, and it's
So these people that you're taking, are they in your car, in your Jeep?
no.
Well, they're driving their own.
I set them up with. I'm like, go over here. I've arranged a.
Are they paying for that?
Yeah, but I arranged preferred pricing. Okay,
Of course.
I'm a local business.
You're a guide.
I got my people coming in.
That's
you need
next
to take care of
level.
them. So it's like you show up. Okay, here's the deal. You prepaid with me. You're on the list. You show up. We do a meet and greet Thursday night. We're at the condo. We put on a dinner. Everybody gets acquainted. We look at some images. Next morning, I've got you a Jeep rental set up. You can throw down your credit card, your license.
Oh, that's perfect. That's a nice little racket. How did you get into this? How'd you find it? You've been going out there forever, haven't you?
I have. I've been going to Moab for my first trip was in 2003.
But you used to drag your Jeep out there.
Oh yeah, well we were doing the extreme rock crawling back then, which was
Did you ever roll one?
I was up on one wheel, looking over the edge of about a 30-foot drop off.
So what happens when you go down then?
You're on your own. I mean, you can get. There's not a lot of tow trucks out there.
So we just leave it?
No, you got to get it out of there. And I mean, you can get somebody to come tow it out for $1,000 or whatever. But, I mean, it's.
Did you ever see anybody lose it off the side of the hill?
I've 2 different times I've recovered people from an upside down vehicle where we had to release their seatbelts where they were hanging from their seatbelts
Did
upside.
they get hurt?
Fortunately, very minor.
Shout out to Jeep, huh? The roll cage is working.
They do. I mean, I've literally seen this gentleman have his life saved by a roll cage.
Really?
I've also been on a trail. We were out there on a trail one day, came across a bunch of spray paint on the ground.
What's that all about?
Looked like a crime scene.
Ooh.
You know, circles, arrows, evidence.
Really?
Well, less than 24 hours, 2 people had died right there.
From a Jeep?
Yeah, they
Oh.
alcohol involved.
Oh.
Didn't use their safety equipment. Weren't wearing the seatbelts, right?
Oh. Not holding the proper licensures?
Got thrown out. Got ejected from the vehicle, and the vehicle rolled over him and killed him.
Holy crap.
And,
Really?
Yeah, and these are experienced. I put in quotations, experienced people
Really?
with good equipment. But
So is this like I referenced Sedona? Is it like that Red Rock where you're like,
yeah,
whoa, that's crazy?
not being to Sedona, not ever been to Sedona, but yes,
It's like Red Rock serious stuff.
yeah.
That's crazy.
glorious.
Good time. When do you go back?
I'm out there scouting 3rd week in March.
And that's what? That's just you out cruising around?
I'm out
Jeez,
running the
dude.
trails. Hey, somebody's got to do it, right?
You are living the dream.
Yeah, well,
Is that what they call this? I don't know. You're here in winter. We're supposed to get another 4 inches tonight.
yeah, it is. It's going to be another shared experience.
What does let's tell these people now it's Captain John, because in the summer, you're running the big boats out on the lake.
Yes.
Boy, who's got the sweet job?
Somebody's got to do it.
Jesus. So these boats, how big is that boat?
I'm running a 70-foot with 16, 17-foot beam.
Damn, you got to have a license for that too.
Yeah. I
Outstanding.
carry a lot of licenses. I carry a lot of insurance, a lot of continuing ed. But
You got continuing ed for the boat driving?
to keep my Coast Guard license, I've got to have documented hours on the water or retest every 5 years. And then I also have to be continually studying for my.
Do you need a Coast Guard license? This is just a little lake.
There is an exception. Minnesota is the one state that I'm aware of in the union that allows an exception to a Coast Guard license for commercial operator.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So did you have to take a test or something?
Yes.
So what's the test all about?
The test, get this, issued by the Boiler Division of the Department of Labor and Industry.
That. I knew that. My dad used to have a really good friend, and that was his job. You want to talk about a gravy job. They inspect boilers.
Oh, yeah.
And then all winter they inspect the big boats.
Right?
And it's like, oh my God, that guy had more vacation than anyone I've ever met in my life.
It's a holdover from the steamships.
So, but did they know any? I mean, I haven't, this guy's been gone for 15 years. Do they know anything about boat hulls then? Or do they just have that little thing where they check the thickness, that's it?
Like many professions, there's some good people and some people that are not so good.
Not as well versed.
Yes.
What is the, so they give the test then?
Yes. Yeah, same people that will test the guy that's installing the boiler or the HVAC system in your house.
So did you just double up and grab both licenses while you were there?
No, I did not.
That's funny. You know what? That's so funny because my dad, his buddy, that's what he did. And I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. Why would they do that?
Because
and they still do it that way.
Because back in the day, we had steamboats.
Yeah, well, back in the day,
and
things have changed just a skosh.
So if you wanted to get to the other side of the lake, to be the first one to pick up passengers up off the train, because that's how you travel. You took the train out and then you got on the boat.
Right.
So
there was a train that ran all the way from Minneapolis?
Yeah.
To get to your fair city of Excelsior?
No, Wayzata and Tonka Bay.
So how'd you get to Excelsior? You had to horse and buggy it or what?
The train did, I believe, come through Excelsior on the way to Tonka Bay.
Did you just see that thing on Instagram where that Amish horse and buggy was pulling the skier on the side of the road in the snow? And the guy was like water skiing on snow behind a horse and buggy? Only in Minnesota. Although it could be anywhere. There's snow in freaking Hawaii right now. So how often? You got 5 years? You got to re-up that or what?
Coast Guard re-up 5, state of Minnesota every 2.
What is the Coast Guard? What is the Coast Guard requirements?
Coast Guard is
thinking maybe I need this license.
You need to document 360 days on the water.
I could do that. I think I have that now.
Yeah, in your pontoon boat, right?
Pontoon? No. I don't even have a pontoon.
360 days on the water.
I got no interest in what you.
You need to pass a federal background check.
This doesn't look like it's going to work out. I better stick to my day job.
You got to do a passing score on your P test. You need a character reference. I know you're not going to pull that one.
I'm sorry, we've got some red flags popping up here, and it looks like it's not going to work out. Actually, there's some guys coming to get you. Just wait by the door there.
57 pages was my initial application.
Really?
Yeah.
What? Like your dad's brother's friend's dad? I mean, what the hell?
Well, you also get, thorough medical exam.
Although, how many passengers you got on that skiff?
License for 100.
For 100 drunken, crazy. So are you the bouncer and the driver?
I'm the master.
Oh, well, let's scratch that. It's not Captain John anymore. It's Master Captain John.
I want to
you.
That's just a little trivia there that the Coast Guard and the state of Minnesota does not issue a captain's license. They issue my Coast Guard license title is master. And this is more history for you.
So what does that even mean? We don't do history. What has history got to do with it?
I'm intrigued with the historical significance. So master is on the old sailing ships, now they were running commercial cargo around the bottom of South America, right?
Yeah.
So you leave the East Coast.
I probably lost half my audience by now.
Well, they're going to be back.
That's all right. Well, gain new nautical historians.
So you're taking off on the East Coast, and you're going to go to the West Coast with some cargo. It's a 90-day trip, and you got a handful. You got your master. He's the captain. The master is the master because he needs to know how to do everybody's job on the boat.
Really?
Yeah. Now you think about it. You're on a 3-month tour on a masted sailing ship. You got people on. You basically have a sail factory on board that boat. You have the ability to make a new sail. You have a blacksmith on there that can make and forge.
Why wouldn't you just use your cell phone to call somebody?
I don't think they had a cell phone at that time.
Satellite phone.
So you had to know you had to know how to be a sailmaker. You know how to be a blacksmith. You had to know how to cook, and you had to have the ability to kick everyone's ass.
You don't know how to do any of that shit.
Bullshit.
You can make a sail?
I can't make a sail, but I can.
Well,
I can troubleshoot a generator.
Well,
I can change out a water pump. I know how to fix the pooper.
Master John.
So
actually, the fixing the shitter is probably the most important part, right?
You know, when the shitter's full, the party's over, right?
You know what? I took my second in command to where the hell did I take him? I took him to Manhattan for his 16th birthday because I told him when he was like 4 that I'd take him to New York for his 16th birthday. That's some reason they don't forget that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So we went, and his birthday's right around the 4th of July. So I went down to the pier, and we got on one of these boats. It actually was one of the taxi boats on the Hudson. And it's a Hudson. That's a Hudson. And power drinking, 1 bathroom.
Nice.
And the bathroom is like, the line is around the block, and all these people are drinking. Because for the 4th of July, you got to get to a certain area so they can block it off because then there's no in and out, whatever. And the thing is full, and people are like going in the boiler room or whatever you call it, the engine room, and taking piss in there. And oh my God, it was just a free for all. It was absolutely crazy. I laughed so hard because what people will do when the bathroom is occupied, all rules are off, all bets are off. It was crazy. It was fun though.
Yeah, you see some stuff, and I mean, and that's the saying, you know.
So what are you seeing? More corporate parties then? Is that what it is? Or
we're
like,
seeing a mix.
Do you get a lot of like wedding stuff, like bachelorette parties?
Bachelorette parties, groom's dinners,
Do they just
ceremonies.
get nuts?
You know,
You were not. That Viking boat was Alan Elma's, right?
we're not going to talk about that. I'll just say, here's the deal. If the Vikings were on my boat, you wouldn't have heard about it, okay?
Oh,
That's the difference.
Master John has spoken.
There's
Because you would have corrected it, or you would have kept it quiet.
there's a modicum of professionalism, right? You know what? And everybody thinks it's from Vegas, but no, it's what happens on the boat stays on the boat.
Wow.
And you know, so I've had some pretty high end people on my boat. You know, and I'm not going to drop names here today, but you know, there's
locals are like bigger than that.
no bigger than that. Yeah.
Whoa, that's cool.
National figures, you know, names that all of your listeners would
Really?
know.
Trump?
Oh yeah.
Trump?
We're not going to say it.
Maybe just Ivanka or Don Jr.
So 2017, I moved 10,000 passengers.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. What is that, like 4 days a week?
Yeah, I was running about 6 days a week for a while there, 7 days.
Damn, and how long's the average trip then?
3 hours.
Holy snap.
But talk about a slice of humanity.
What do you mean?
You know, well, I mean a segment
You've
of...
seen a good,
you see the good-
cross-section.
Yeah, the good, the bad, the ugly.
So then throwing them into your real estate world or what? Here's a card. I've been handing out DK project cards everywhere. This is growing like weeds.
It is. I know you're getting some
It's mad.
serious traction.
Yeah,
This is
people love it. It's good.
I got to say, I'm
I'll be curious to see how many people go to the
Desert Adventure.
desertadventurer.com.
Check it out. Check out the website. You can contact us right through there as a contact form. And this is.
Are you all booked up already for the season? When is the season?
Well, we've got.
We're jumping around here. Little boat, little desert. What the hell?
You
Did
know-
you used to do boats in Utah?
in the desert.
No, you used to
Yes.
go somewhere to do boats, right?
Yeah, in the desert, Lake Powell.
Lake Powell.
So now we're just going to really go down the rabbit hole.
Lake Powell.
Lake Powell is the second largest man-made reservoir in the United States. It is created.
We might have to have a Captain John Corner here with all your just a database.
We're gonna be on a regular basis.
My head is smoking from all this information I've taken down. So, God damn it, Lake Powell is where? Is that in Moab?
It's Lake Powell is southern Utah, northern Arizona, Colorado River.
Okay. How do you get there?
You get there.
What's the closest town?
Well,
if I'm going to fly there.
you're going to fly to Page, Arizona. You're going to fly to probably Phoenix, and then you're going to get a puddle jumper into
I've never heard
Page.
of any of this shit.
It's because
Lake Powell. I'm not living enough. That's what you're telling me. I'm working on it.
we got to get you to Moab at least and put you in a Jeep.
gotta
Powell is an experience unto its own.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
So how big is it comparatively to, how big is our lake?
Our lake is 14,000 acres and change,
Okay.
about 120 miles of shoreline.
Okay.
Powell has 2,000 miles of shoreline.
Okay.
Minnetonka end to end, 12 miles. Lake Powell end to end, 110 miles.
Oh.
And it's all a national recreation area, so it's undeveloped.
So you can't live on it.
You can't live on it.
Is the water clean?
The water is.
How's the zebra mussels?
I don't think they've got the zebra
God,
mussels
that water's
there
got to
yet.
be clear as shit. What is it, on a spring?
No, it's the Colorado River. Page, Arizona, they put
Is there
up
any
this.
gold in there? Hey, have you ever done any gold mining? That seems like it'd be on your next list.
No, I haven't.
There's guys that do it.
I know.
God, it's a lot of work. So, how big a boat did you run on Lake Powell?
Powell, yeah.
Powell.
Yeah.
Powell. I'm looking at Lake Havasu.
Yeah. Powell, I was running a.
How big's Lake Havasu there, Captain John?
I don't have the data on Havasu.
Well, you better start making some notes. Your next call is going to be with some Havasu data. So
Maybe I'll get a job there.
How big? Yeah, that'd be good for me. You can stay at my place. Hey, how big a boat did you run on Lake Powell?
That was a 74 by 16, I think it was.
Same as what you had here.
A little bigger, but more of a private houseboat type of thing.
Really?
4 staterooms, 2 bathrooms, full galley.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you hear my first show, second show? I don't even know. But I was just down in Florida, Sturt, Florida.
Florida, yeah.
And the lady that was helping me at the hotel, her husband's a captain for the guy who owns Walgreens.
Yeah, that's what you're
His
saying.
boat.
He's got a 60-foot
Sounds like
Viking.
a real piece of crap. Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, that would be fun. So then were you a private captain for them? Or was it a charter service?
Well, this was a photo retreat workshop. So we were doing fine art photography
On the water.
on the water, and we were doing week-long trips, 7-day or 6-day trips.
Stay on the boat?
We took the boat about 15 miles out of the marina and set up a base camp. Wow. A virtual tent city with, so there was,
How many people go?
well, there was 2 instructors, 2 photography instructors, and myself, I was captain / safety officer. Then we had a chef and about 5 models and about 10 photographers.
Damn.
So we had an entourage around 20 people.
What are you doing here? Why are you here? There's winter here.
Because I wanted to be on the DK project,
Well,
man. I
you
mean,
could have phoned it in, dude.
well,
So you're working at Lake Powell, and this is where you met the honey?
yes.
How does this happen? Now, she's the model.
She's the model.
She's the talent, as we discussed earlier.
You said that. I didn't say
I
that.
think you're missing the boat, dude. It's talent.
She is,
You can't model. It's a talent.
it's a talent, but it goes a lot deeper. I mean, this girl is a go-getter. You know, like yourself and myself, she's doing her own marketing, her billing, self-promotion. I mean, she's
How long has she been in the industry?
You know, she's been in there probably about a dozen years. Started as a very young lady. She's still rather young by our standards today.
So she's a model. Can she see? Is she visually impaired in some way? How did she come across you? This is where I'm struggling. Did she say like, hey, Cap, you want to get a nightcap? And then you said, you know what? I don't drink. So then what? Then you're on looks alone.
we were,
And your charming personality, of
and
course.
my personality, we were thrown
So
into
set this up. How did this happen? You're down in Moab driving the big boat.
I'm in, this is manifest destiny. I'm in St. Augustine checking Craigslist for captain's jobs. And it says,
you started down there, didn't you? St. Augustine? Because you got some jobs down there.
I didn't, but I was looking, and Lauderdale is the place to get your jobs for captain, right? So there's an ad on Lauderdale,
Which is Fort Lauderdale to the common folks.
Yes. So
that's okay. I got smart listeners.
so the
They
dudes-
would have picked up on that right away.
They are on top of it. So there's an advertisement for a job in Utah/Arizona posted in Florida.
Okay.
And I'm like, what the?
I
and
suppose
I start reading
post
it.
where the captains are.
Yeah. So I'm like, hey, I can do this. And I reach out to the guy, and I go to work for him for a small gig, and he says, hey, you were great. Come back for the fall. We're running a big workshop on a big boat.
Did you know at that time that you were getting into the fine art modeling photography world, or were you just driving the boat?
No, I knew that was a condition.
Was that in the Craigslist ad?
Yes. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. And so that's part of the requisite is you've got to be comfortable with the female form, and working in that environment. Because we're day in and day out, we're surrounded by these beautiful ladies. So if you're starstruck, that's not going to work. Anyway, as a captain, I'm also a safety officer. So I
forgot safety officer.
interviewing passengers and
you got to
crew.
do a little pre-check.
Right. I want to know if you have any allergies, medical conditions I need to be aware
psycho.
of. If you're psycho,
How do you do that? You have like a test where you like just drop water on their forehead to see if they can handle it?
You look them in the eye.
Hey, buddy.
You look them in the eye. No, I've got it. I've got.
You ever seen a grown man naked?
Joey? So, no, I haven't filled out a form. Are you on meds? Do you have any medical conditions I didn't know about?
Did you ever have to reject anybody?
No, but you learned some things. And I did have one gentleman, and I started talking to him, and I said, what's up? And he said, well, where's my water? I said, what water? He says, well, I can only drink purified water because I just had an organ transplant.
Well,
and I'm like,
cuckoo bird, maybe you shouldn't come on the boat.
Yeah, we're going to go live in the desert for a week, and now you tell me this? So anyway.
There isn't a box on the application that says, have you had an organ transplant recently?
Apparently not. So she walks on the boat. It's 7:00 in the morning.
As a model, not as a passenger.
Right.
Okay.
So she's there to work to do a job. I'm there to work to do a job.
All right. Did you introduce yourself as Captain?
I did.
John?
I said I need to talk to you for a minute.
Let's see your credentials.
And so I single people out for this because I don't want to ask you in front of other passengers if you have a medical condition or if you're on medication. Or
Probably
if you have
smart.
any health. So
this day and age.
Yeah, do a little courtesy, a little privacy.
Wow.
And,
always thinking. That's awesome.
You gotta be. You gotta respect people. It's about the relationships. So we kind of locked eyes.
Oh.
We locked eyes.
Really?
Yes, we did.
And that was it.
That was it. So now we're both kind of in this new to both of us work environment, and a group of strangers.
She hadn't done it before? In this particular situation?
Yeah, not with this gig.
Right.
And I'd been at this gig, but in a much smaller capacity previously. So
right on.
So, the first day out, everybody's on their best behavior, kind of figuring out who's who and how this all works.
Is there a booze deal on that?
No, we do not.
That's not okay.
No, and it's really not a good idea when you are living in close quarters with people for extended periods of time, far away from civilization. Shit gets freaky fast enough as it is.
I suppose. So no booze at all.
Well, some of the participants may have smuggled some in, unbeknownst to me.
Some low-level narcotics.
Well,
the safety officer won't allow that.
I do a safety briefing before we leave the dock, and I tell them, I said,
Did you make them all put on the orange life vest?
We do a muster drill. I don't make them wear it, but I show them how to properly done it. We
Nice.
go over man overboard, and I also, I say, by the way, I operate under Coast Guard regulations, which is zero tolerance for narcotics. So if you got anything, you might want to put it in your car before we leave the dock. And
Don't say Coke or Freebase unless you got some.
dude gets off the boat.
There's a guy
gotta
that left?
He's still like, I got to go get my jacket.
Oh.
Right. He's already got his suitcase on the boat.
Whoops.
Yeah, but hey,
Okay, so you've got the
we got the
woman of your dreams checked into the boat. You've locked eyes. Now what? Now you're on the boat with her for how long?
Well, we actually ended up
Dude, this is beautiful because she's stuck. She got nowhere to go.
right.
I mean,
Yeah,
both ways. She's got you cornered.
So, what can I say? I mean, is this real? Is it imagined? I kind of have that problem sometimes because, well, I'm sure that never happens to you, but you think you got a connection with her, and she's like, no, dude, you're mistaken.
Yeah.
We got nothing.
Yeah. That
So-
happens to guys like me a lot.
Yeah, so you're asking yourself, is this did I imagine this, or is this the real thing? And well, I'll just say it this way, by the second night, there was just a really strong pull.
Well,
And
Captain John. So now what? You're committed? When are you putting a ring on? Or we don't do that. That's not in the hippie lifestyle.
that's
You're just going to co-partner,
we're trying to figure this thing out because we're 1,300 miles apart.
Oh.
And
What? What is she? East Coast? East Side.
East Coast.
East Side.
Jersey Shore.
Wow.
Yeah.
She a Jersey girl?
She is.
Does she have that Jersey accent?
She does not have the Jersey accent.
We might have to get her to call in.
She can turn it on if she wants to, and she does a really good imitation of it. But she's got the.
She get the wicked Jersey attitude too? She can get all Jersey on you if she has to?
Oh yeah, she can throw down, man.
So now she goes with you on all these adventures then?
Well, she's the mainstay. I mean, she's the draw. Obviously.
All right. Well, what's her website? Let's give her a plug. She have a website?
Yes, she does. She's on Instagram, Monique Poses, and the website
Come on.
Dionysian Daydream.
What? You might have to spell that. My listeners aren't that smart. Dionysian?
Yeah,
That sounds like a made-up word.
it's Greek. It's a Greek reference, and I
course
can't
it is.
I can't paraphrase it for you. I'm sorry.
Well, then, technically it didn't happen. Dionysian?
Dionysian.
Dionysian. All right, we can go with that. So that's cool. Well, that's a great story. Now she's with you all the time.
Yeah, well, like I said, I mean, we're doing these photo retreats, and she has a large following of professional photographers.
That's cool.
That she's been doing this for a long time. So they're coming out to see her.
And that helps on your journey.
Yeah, I'm doing the heavy lifting, and she's the star. I'm the behind the scenes.
But you're still not going to say talent. That's crazy, man.
Well,
it's people like you that are keeping
she's an
the talent.
artist. She's an artist.
What do you think talent is? It's the same thing.
Talent's got a little cheesy connotation to me.
All right.
I mean,
Artist doesn't?
talent is your
I'm an artist.
Is your glamorized swimsuit
What do you think
model.
of my new look? This is pretty solid. Not much for radio, but it's a good look.
You got the face for radio,
Yeah,
though.
exactly.
You do.
I'm built for radio, this pile. That's cool.
Well,
That's awesome. So people know
people know
you're the go-to for fine art. What do they call it? Fine art.
fine art photography.
But I mean, like,
Well-
what is it? Like an adventure trip or what?
Yeah, well, we call it a retreat,
Retreat.
but you're going to go into the backcountry with some guys like, hey, pay me some money. I'm going to take you out in the middle of the desert and show you a good time. And it's like, what the hell?
Who are you?
Yeah, who is this guy and is he legit? Now, one of the things I really love about this is that when we leave town, and we're going to be doing this in May, and we get up in the morning, you have your coffee, your breakfast, or whatever, and meet me in the parking lot with your Jeep at 9 a.m., and we're hitting the trail. And we head out of town, and within 15 minutes, we're off the cell tower all day.
Ooh.
All day. Your phone does not
I got to
work.
take my kids.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
It doesn't matter. The thing is a paperweight.
Oh, I was just at Breezy Point for hockey, and you go through this big archway at Breezy. And I was telling the little guy who was jumping my car because the damn thing wouldn't start. I'm like, why don't they put like a force field right there? So when you drive through that to Breezy Point, none of your electronics work. How cool would that be? There's got to be a way to do
Oh,
it.
the technology is there.
And I'm sure Breezy Point's got the money to do it.
The technology is there. But people freak out.
Why? It should, well, they should leave it a phone. Like they could reduce it to still be a phone.
So I'm in class the other day, communications technology,
What the hell's that?
CE for my broker's license.
Jesus Christmas. I think your license wallet's fatter than mine.
Broker, captain, guide, and mentor. I don't have a license for that one yet, but that's my business card, right?
TBD.
But the guys, he didn't provide any supporting documentation, but I totally believe this. And he said, this device, he said, the phone is the 5th used app.
What is it? Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I believe that.
Yeah.
I totally believe that.
But, I mean, old guys like me still call it a phone, right?
Do you have a flip phone?
No, I don't.
There was a guy at the hockey game today who had a flip phone because you have to check all your shit on the way in. And he's an older guy, and he forgot it. And the guy checking him in goes, dude, you forgot this, and I don't think anybody else is going to take it. It was, oh my gosh, did I tell you our hockey team got their ass kicked today? Not good.
Yeah.
Not good. We're not going to talk about it because holy snot.
Snowflakes having a meltdown.
Two West Tonka teams go down in one 24-hour period. That ain't good. But whatever. We got basketball tonight. We'll live to fight again. So you're in, and this guy you met in continuing ed, or is this the teacher
No.
telling you this? The instructor.
The instructor was saying that, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, and which totally makes sense.
Well, and how far away are we from? Were you ever privy to the? I mean, I don't remember what time period it was, but people were selling airspace for cellular. Like you could buy a quadrant or a section. How far away are we from where we don't have to pay for cellular phone service anymore? Like,
it's shifted. I mean,
because it's getting to where it's cheap. I mean, you have unlimited everything for like $40 or whatever. But it really, I mean, it's such a ripoff. It'll get to be like color printers. You know, they don't care about the printer anymore. They want you to buy ink.
well, and it's
Man, I guess it's the same thing. You buy the phone, you're paying a shitload for the phone, and then you're buying the damn air. Oh,
so 1990. Was it 90? 91. 90 or 91. I'm
good
like,
year.
I made the decision. I'm committed. I'm taking the leap. I'm buying the phone.
Ooh.
So in 1990, I don't know where we were at.
What is that? A bag phone?
No, well, you could get the trunk mounted, the car mounted, permanent
Oh,
installed,
a real
the
car
bag,
phone.
or you could get the brick with the rubber ducky antenna.
Yeah, drug dealer.
I bought the brick,
Of course you did.
$750.
Cheap.
Not then. That was a lot of money.
Well, you were dealing, so it was easy then.
So
How else are your boys going to get a hold of you? How stupid
My
you
pager.
How stupid.
You had a
Oh, that's
pager.
right, the
Come on.
pager. I had a purple pager.
You had
I
a
was such a
pager.
badass.
So $750. You had a battery talk time of like 20 minutes, maybe
Oh.
30 minutes.
Who are you going to talk to for that long? Meet you over here. Okay, meet you there.
Airtime,
Uh-oh.
40 cents a minute. And if you called outside of the area code, it was roaming, and that added like another buck a minute.
Don't you remember your first minute was always more than the additional minutes? Your first minute was expensive because they figure you're going to call and go, hey, blah, 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 and then hang up. So they get you heavy on the first minute.
I know back then I had cell phone bills for $450 a month, every month.
What is that, like $1,000 today?
Oh, yeah, probably.
Crap. My phone bill every month is $500, but I'm running a pile. I got the whole posse rolling with phones.
So you got like mom and dad and 4 kids and
Yeah. No, I got 6 phones altogether.
now
I think.
is your mistress on your plan too?
Not yet. Not yet. She wants to, but I won't let her.
Smart.
Actually, that's my mom. She is on the plan.
Okay.
She is on the plan. And boy, you talk about somebody who'll bitch about a phone.
Now,
God.
do you got the tracking where you can pull up the map and see where everybody's at?
Yeah, I do. I don't use it as much as I used to because, knock on wood, I'm very fortunate. My kids are pretty decent. I don't worry about it. They are very responsible, but it is kind of nice when you're like,
They didn't want to turn
actually,
out.
what I use more are my cameras at my house.
They didn't want to turn out like Dad, so they decided to take the narrow path.
Well, the one turned his off for a while and wouldn't let Mom follow him, and I'm like, no. This isn't a negotiable item. It's on or you don't have a phone. But they get to a certain age, and you're like, I don't know. He could probably kick my ass. What am I going to do?
Well,
it's like. Take your car away, take the phone away. I mean, good God.
No,
These kids are spoiled as spoiled can be.
I don't have kids, so I can be an authority on raising children.
Of course.
And
tumbleweed.
I was house sitting for a guy. They were out of town for a couple weeks, and I'm living at their house, feeding their dogs, and I don't know. It's Friday night, about 10:30 at night. The dogs start barking, and somebody comes into the house, and I'm like, what the hell? And it's the daughter, and she's like, "Oh, hi! I decided to come home from college for the weekend." And I'm like,
nice communication.
Yeah, I know. It's like,
wow.
Luckily, I didn't draw down on her, right? So,
well, your parents are still paying me to watch, so I'm gonna stay.
Well, I did, but then she announces, she says, "Well, I'm gonna take my dad's Audi and go out with my friends to the bar."
Ouch! So then, what do?
That's
when you shot her? Oh, that case hasn't been solved.
We
shouldn't talk that way.
I said, okay. What are you going to say? And it was, her dad was really proud of that car.
Why don't you grab the brick phone and dial the old man up and say, "Hey, we got a situation. We got a code red there, Papa Smurf."
And I just said, okay. I said, okay. I'm like, you know what? She's however old she is. She's got a driver's license. This is not my battle. Not my monkey. Not my.
So she ended up crashing it, or what?
No, she went out and she's pretty responsible individual, even at her young age.
So there's nothing exciting about this story then.
Well, the moral.
Oh,
that circles back to your.
We're learning so much.
That circles back to your statement.
Yeah.
So 2 weeks later, Mom and Dad come back from wherever, and I don't know if it was when they came back or shortly thereafter, but I kind of circled back with Dad, and I said, by the way, your daughter came home for the weekend and took your car out with her friends.
Oh, wow, you went right to Narksville, huh?
Well, just disclosure, hey, I'm
horse shit babysitter right there.
I know.
Horse hockey.
You take the money, right?
Oh, yeah, it's laying there.
So...
They I don't know. So it's their fault for not having a tracking device on her.
I tell this to Dad, and he's like, "Yeah, it's cool."
Oh,
but he says to me, he turns and he says, he says, "We just figured if we didn't reach them by the time they were 12 or 13, it's too late."
Yeah.
That's the upshot.
There are some.
The ones
not great kids out there.
Right. Let me just give you free candy every day until you're 18, and then we're going to say you're an adult and send you out in the world.
God, we're in trouble. We're in trouble. These are the kids that are going to be wiping our asses someday, and I don't know if we can rely on them. Just ain't going to happen. I threatened the little kid with that the other day. I'm like, someday you'll be taking care of me. He got a little scared, but yeah, well, it's funny, and I've talked about this before, but it's you see it a lot in the baseball, soccer, the sports in general. Hockey's not quite as bad, but these parents coddle these kids so bad, and I've seen the range because I've got a 27, an 18, a 17, and a 12, and the difference between the 18 and the 12 is ridiculous. I don't remember as much with the 27. But just how the parents are damn near on the baseball field with their kids. It's like, Jesus, let them breathe a little bit.
Parents are going to job interviews with their adult children. True story.
Really?
Yes. I didn't believe it either.
Where did you see this?
I was told about this from a very reliable source, a friend of mine in the real estate industry. And it was later confirmed by also my employer on the charter boats.
Come on.
That they've, in fact, have had people show up for interview with Mom.
Really?
Yeah, these are people.
I'd be like, you know what, this isn't going to work out. You have one too many people in the interview. This is a problem. Hell no.
I know.
I'm trying to think because I own a small business in town, and I don't think I've had any parents show up.
But the shock and disbelief is the same thing that I had. I'm like, no, this cannot be.
Well, it's ridiculous.
Well, and it dovetails, is that we've got a lot of people out there in the real estate who've got their equity compromised because they've taken out student loans. The kid signed up for the loan, went through 4 years of school or whatever, and now it's like, well, we don't want to send him out of the nest and burden him with this debt, so we're going to take on his debt and work out a repayment plan.
You know what? It sounds so bad, but I'll do that. It's funny because
so then you're sitting there with the 4-bedroom house and you can't downsize because your equity's upside down.
Well, I'm not going to let that happen. But I just talked to a guy. I had a closing yesterday on a property that I owned, and I'm talking to the title guy, good friend of mine. He does a lot of stuff for me, and I was talking, because I'm like, why don't you buy a house? You got to be pulling enough down, and he's like, I got student loans. I'm like, dude, you're like 30 something and you still got student loans? He's like, yeah. He goes, I had like $125,000 in debt when I got out of college. And I'm like, you could have done this job without going to college. Like, this isn't a college, And he's like, I know. He goes, I don't want to hear it. I'm like, well, I'm going to say it again just because it's, pretty evident here, But I feel bad for the guy. It's like, holy crap. These kids, and we currently are shopping for colleges for my 18-year-old, and you're looking at 30 to 40 grand a year.
But and that's the kids were sold this. We sold it to them. Not you and I, but I mean, as a collective society, this is what's been sold to them.
Well, and now we've gone the opposite way. We're trying to get all these kids, and we got to go to college, which I agree, but I agree for different reasons. But you got to go to college, and then we got nobody doing any labor jobs. Nobody wants to work in the heating and air industry. Nobody wants to be a plumber. I got a buddy who's a plumber. He's begging for help. Nobody comes around. But everybody, got to have a college degree, But I'm a firm believer, and you got to go to college because I don't want you to miss that life experience. I could teach you how to make money. But you gotta, unless you're going to be like my daughter wants to be some super doctor BS. Which requires education at a high level.
Right.
But if you're going to run a business or you're going to, it's really what you learn and how to deal with the people and how to, the experiences you learn in college are, that's the whole thing.
Well, my college, we're not going to talk about that.
Legally, we can't.
I'll just say that, there's a lot of life experiences that I picked up along the way.
Hell yeah.
Working a lot of different jobs in a lot of different situations. And it's put me in a place today where I will, like yourself, serial entrepreneur, and will work 80 to avoid working a 40. And the problem is that the new kids are not working because they don't have to.
Not at all.
Why work if you have someone else's credit card?
Here you go.
So you're automatically deprived of the experience of dealing with an employer and negotiating for a wage. You don't really learn the value of money.
Not at all.
You don't learn how to navigate because you're not providing your own transportation. You're not walking or riding your bicycle.
No.
And when you're getting driven around and you're looking at your phone the whole time.
You can't walk around.
No, you can't. You're not
they're out there.
Yeah, the boogeyman, chupacabra will get you.
Boom.
So, and then we don't talk to strangers.
No.
So now we don't know the difference between a good stranger and a bad stranger.
You know what, though? There's people that are our age, and I find this because I'll talk to anybody. And I really go out of my way to talk to everybody now that I'm pushing the podcast.
Sure.
But I have friends. Like I was out last night. We went to the local basketball game.
Zero verbal skills.
I'm talking to, and he's a good friend of mine. He's a banker guy. But I'm working the line, we're in line for whatever. And I'm working the line, talking to all these people. And there's just people that are, whatever. But I've taught my kids are not afraid to talk to anybody. They're not as over the top like I am, but that's kind of my shtick. Where they'll like today, my 12-year-old, I had to go bring my car or pick my car up from the shop. I had a loaner car, but I had a bunch of stuff in the loaner car. I'm like, hey, stay here with the car, and I'm going to go find mine. And 12-year-old jumps in there and he's shooing people away and like not afraid to talk to people, which is good because I really think the communication portion is going to be essential when he gets older because nobody talks to anybody. That's why we have such a problem is well, he's probably at home playing video games right now, but they sit at home and they play video games and they don't want to interact. And for heaven forbid, we have a conflict because then I'm just going to shoot you.
It's scary.
Because they don't know how to handle conflict, especially if we fall off our meds. Because we're all medicated. Hey now, this has been brought to you by which pharmaceutical company, and then we'll
Big Pharma.
Some people have had changes in behavior, hostility, agitation, depressed mood, and suicidal
So the
thoughts.
long and the short of it, we're going to wrap this up. We're rolling into deep time here. So the long and the short of it, Captain John is heading on a scouting trip. Do you still have some spots available for your spring run?
Yes, we do. And if you are a woman, we are offering
Woman.
serious $400.
Is that a hippie thing? Okay, now back
All
to
right,
the
if
discount.
you're in the same gender as my old lady, you got $400 off, and that offer is good right up until March 8th, which, as you know, is International Women's Day.
That's right around the corner. Look
Yeah.
at you giving.
I know.
I got $100 that says that was the old lady's idea, not yours.
She's a
How much is the discount?
$400.
He's going to throw in an extra $100 off if you mention the DK podcast.
All right, yes.
They got to say the DK project. Boom, another $100 in your pocket.
Yeah, put it in
So that's by March 8th.
desertadventure.com.
And what about when is the trip then?
Thedesertadventure.com.
And don't forget
Get your butt out to Moab. We're going to do a meet and greet. We're going to put you up in some luxury accommodations.
Moab. Dun, 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 dun.
And
when is it?
We've got May 3, 4, and 5, and 6, 7, and 8. We've got 2 sessions. We've got we just have a couple spots left on session 1, which is 3, 4, 5, and I believe that's the first weekend in May.
Nice.
And we've got most likely we can partner you up with some of our existing patrons already, so you can do some shared ground transportation.
Hell yeah.
Got some great lodging and just some beautiful weather. And the best thing is being out there. Like I said, we're off the cell tower. It's a beautiful environment. We've got a lot of creative energy and some great collaboration.
Well,
going
even
on.
if people are somewhat curious, check out the website because it goes through everything on there, right?
Yeah, that's all there.
Thedesertadventure.com. And I'm sure there's contact information on there, right? If they want to shoot you an email or a phone call.
Yep, there's a contact form.
And then what is your handle on the socials?
Same, Desert Adventure.
Oh.
The Desert Adventure on Instagram. Thedesertadventure.com.
What do you use more, Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter? People are commenting that, who uses Facebook? Nobody uses Facebook.
Old people use Facebook.
What's an old person?
Someone like your age or more, probably.
What?
I don't know.
Don't let this...
I like Instagram. It's visual. I'm on Facebook too.
I've been pounding the Facebook, but I've been hitting a little bit on Instagram. I'm trying to gain followers.
I'm not a Twitter guy.
Twitter's tough, but it seems like a lot of people like the Twitter.
Yeah,
Why can't we just go to one?
I just want to be reality based. You know?
Instaface Twitter.
Follow me on
Instaface Twitter.
No, follow me on the trail.
Oh, that
physically, real
solid.
world. Let's do some reality.
I'm going to go on this scouting trip. We might have to do a location show. I already scheduled one for September. I'm going out to see Mark Knopfler at Red Rock.
Yeah.
I don't know how to put this shit on the road, though. I'll figure it out by September. But we could do some action videos. I'll go scout that sucker with you.
Let's go.
Hell yeah. I'm all over that.
We should do it, man. I
like it. That's a great...
and
that's
that's
what,
what
March what?
I'm going March 20 to 27 is my scouting trip.
Good God, I don't know.
But like
got
I
a
said,
week.
you know, when I put you in a 4-wheel drive and I watch you go over the bump and through the ditch and up that hill, and the light comes on and you're just like, hell yeah, and we high five. And that's the buzz.
Man, if my brother-in-law's watching or listening to this episode, whew.
And I want to share that with you, and I want to tell you I've shared it with people that I can't even talk to.
Really?
No, I mean, people from Germany that I can't, I don't speak German. I don't speak French, but I've interacted with people from this is a world.
International.
It's an international. We've actually got people coming out to the Desert Adventure. We got one guy coming from Belgium this year just to be with us.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
it's because you're, what did you say?
I'm a recognized backcountry leader
Oh,
with
man.
international models.
All right. So check out thedesertadventurer.com and get a hold of John. See if you can't put a trip together. It looks like a good time, and stay tuned because I'll give you an update once I come back from my scouting trip. So we're going to wrap it up. We want to thank Captain John for coming in today, and I'm sure he'll be stopping back by with some updates as we get through the next couple months. But I thank you for coming in, man.
Big D, I appreciate it. It's great to be here on the DK Project.
All right, everybody, don't forget to tell your friends. Stay tuned. Get a hold of us if you have questions or comments. The contact information to follow.
See ya.
That's a wrap for today's episode. Don't forget to subscribe and tell all your friends. If you'd like to reach out, you can use the studio line at 612-504-6500 or by email, thedkprojectpodcast@gmail.com. And of course, there's always social media at the DK Project Podcast. Thanks for tuning in.